Good morning. How are you? So, I'm not even going to try to bullshit you and try to come up with some random nuggets of information or anything crazy. I'm just going to give you an update, surely, on where I'm at. I've been working on my audiobook, right? No figure, every single day. And I finally got to chapter 3. So, this is working out pretty well. So, starting over, these are the things that I would say about recording an audiobook. Oh Jesus, I got something in my stomach. Shame on me for that. So, if I was to start over, or I should say what I've changed since I started, was this. When I first started making or trying to record, I had to find some just right spot because I knew that if I moved around too much, then the audio would sound all over the place. So I had to find just the right position, and I had to make sure that I maintained a reasonable distance. Plus, I had to make sure that since I didn't have a plosive guard, that I had something to prevent me from having poppy peas at the mic. So I turned up my I don't know if you call it the gain or what it is, but like when you're calibrating for like how loud you should be speaking into the mic with a little dial on your box. Yeah, go figure. I don't know what the hell I'm even saying. You know, I've been using that knob for years. I don't even know what the hell it's called. I think it's the gain knob. That doesn't make sense. Is it the gain knob? I don't know. Anyways, I made it so it was relatively on the higher side, and I put a little bit of a sheet over the microphone. And I found out that I gotta hold my book with one hand, and I've gotta have the microphone right here, like it's facing right this direction, and I'll talk slightly off to the side of it. You can't really see that, but what the fuck? I'm supposed to show you that when I'm literally in front of the camera. Well, I'm just a little bit, like, here's my mouth, right? And my head's turned a little bit, and I'm reading my book, which is right here. Yeah, there we go. It's opposite, obviously, because the book's closer to you in this instance. But I gotta hold it in that one position, or else I'm just not able to do it. I've tried it in so many other positions, and it does not work. And to conserve time while actually reading for like page turns and stuff, I'll read to the last sentence. I'll have a dramatic pause for a second. I'll look at the couple words remaining on the page. I'll turn the page, and then I'll just continue in a most natural way as possible to try to continue that passage. And then when I'm going back, I'll just go ahead and look for those huge long pauses, and I'll go back and cut it. And I'll try not to add extra words in there so I can literally just cut out the dead air. And that seems to be working out really well. Secondly, whenever I'm done, now I don't know if this is how a lot of them are, but I guess it probably would be similar because a lot of these DAWs are very similar. But after I'm done recording, or not after I'm done recording, I'm only really done recording at the end of a section or when I mess up. But when I mess up, I'll try not to take too much time. I'll immediately stop it, or if it's something that I can kind of work my words through, then I'll just make it work. And so I don't have to search for it. It's been a lot faster this way. I'll go ahead, stop it, click on the bar where the transients are, and then I'll just hit the right arrow to go to the end of the clip, and then I'll just look for that last little bubble, and I'll go over it. I'll give a quick little check to see if it makes sense from where I'm about to continue, and then I just have start from right under there. I usually have 2 tracks running the entire time. I've got one which is my main one, which at the end I consolidate and name, and I've got my little bits and pieces one that I start recording on track 2, and then as those become successful takes or partially successful takes, I'll take those clips and I'll go ahead and put them on the track 1. And that seems to be working out really quickly. So that's it's been working for me very well. And I noticed that at first I wanted to talk very fast. So right now when I'm talking, oh look at that. So I don't know if you can see that, but it just rained like a lot. So we had rain all over the place. I wasn't even going to make this video at first until at lunchtime because it's just so. It was like a wall of water falling down. So, what the heck was I saying? Anyways, on any notes, I noticed that I talked a lot faster at the beginning because I wanted it to be engaging. You know, when you're making an audiobook, one of your biggest concerns is that you're not going to come off very appealing. So you'll try to compensate for that by going out of your way to sound expressive, or maybe going out of your way to talk a little quicker. You know, I'm talking right now at a slower pace, and this is about the speed that I'm talking when I'm doing my audiobooks. So I'll be like, let's just read some bullshit reel. How would I read it? Oh, look at this. It's a receipt. Let's make this receipt sound interesting. This is your transaction confirmation. Thank you for banking with Flagstar. All deposits / payments are subject to proof. When making a deposit / payment at the teller window, always obtain an official receipt. Okay, so that's about how I would read it now, right? The more successful one. Before I was trying to say, let's just go with that same passage how I was originally trying it, that was failing. This is your transaction. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to do it because this is the most driest thing to ever try to read. This is your transaction confirmation. Thank you for banking with Flagstar. All deposits payments are subject to proof. When making a deposit / payment at the teller window, always obtain an official receipt. Acceptance of payment is conditional. Okay, so I didn't fuck it up there, but the thing is, when you're reading and you've got things that are not the easiest thing to read, and I guess unless you're making children books, there's going to be a lot of room for it not being super, super easy to read. You might want to slow it down more like the second example, or the first example, because otherwise you end up just having way more mistakes. And I found that even though I'm talking slower, I get through more of the book faster because I'm stopping less. Now I did have to adjust the way I was doing it, so when I did screw up, it would be easier to jump back in. And I originally did try to, whenever I had a mistake, stop and then start back up after a dead space, kind of like I do with a page turn. But I find that searching for those spaces is not as quick as just tapping on the clip, hitting the arrow, going to the end, sucking it in, going to track 2, and starting over again. It probably would be better if I just show you in one of these things, but obviously I don't have my computer while I'm here, so. Okay, so screw it. I guess today was a tip session on audiobooks and how to make them. So I'm on chapter 3 right now. Things are going out pretty good. I might actually have a shot in actually finishing this by the end of the month, like I was hoping. So, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and don't get rained on, and stay dry, New York.